methodology. All right. So it's so important. This particular class is so important because this will form the basis behind our decisions in the market. All right. So let me, okay, I have the chart up here already. So this is the one I called in the platform. That was, I think I called it here. Now, if I tell you guys what I saw before I called you this thing, I'm sure most of you will laugh. All right. In fact, I'm sure most of you will stop taking my calls. But it's sometimes sometimes some things may not really make sense, you know. So this is where we actually took this call. For some people, they took it here because after I made the call, while some people were trying to enter, price retraced here. All right. So, Father God, someone just put in $1,000. Yeah. Well, they're likely to push this thing. You can see effects. They're likely to push this thing even much more. All right. So now, how do we? Well, this coin is really doing good, honestly. So how do we actually do research? Now, everything rises and falls on the quality of research you do. Now, I love Zeus a lot. First and foremost, because of how hungry he is as a person. So I talk about him not because he is he's a friend or he's someone that is known in the crypto space. I talk about him because of the kind of heart he has and the level of hunger he has. All right. No matter how many millions Zeus have in his account, he still wakes up trading the crypto markets as though he has not made a single dime. All right. So and then coming to the level where you make research on tokens and these tokens eventually do well, it's not just a function of how good you are. Everything we do on the space, everything we do with our finances, they all border around decision. Decision in the sense that um, I want to buy, I want to sell. That is decision. I am not going to buy, I am not going to sell. That is also decision because there is decision in indecision. So in indecision, what happened was you decided not to take action. So whether you are taking actions or not, you are making a decision. And that's how sensitive decision making is in the market. So in the market, when we talk about research methodology, we are talking about those approach you bring into your trading, you know, your trading approach, all right, that you use in vetting projects. The approach you use in vetting projects. So when you talk about research methodology, it's just all about, it's talking about your approach of finding gems. Okay. So what are the things that motivate you? I think I have to take off this chat so that it does not distract. So that it does not distract the class. So research methodology is all about your approach that you use in finding tokens in the market. All right. The broader or the deeper understanding you have about research methodology, the better your chances. All right. And there's also a downside to knowing so much. All right. And there's a good side of knowing so much. But you always have to bring it to a balance. You can know so much when it comes to research methodology that it stops you from taking decisions in the market. So I might not be able to write these things down, all right, but just note it. So I want to start with the basics. You can know so much in terms of, when we talk about research methodology, we are talking about in terms of tools. You have so much tools, all right, that you use in finding these tokens, all right. You have understanding of maybe interfaces of most tools. All right. Maybe you're very good with fundamental analysis. Very good fundamental analysis. Let's even not even say you are now still good with technical analysis. All right. Let's not even bring out every other analysis that there is. If not, the list of analysis will not end, because people also will tell you there's empirical analysis, sentimental analysis. All those things are just grammar. The most important thing is application. So you can know too much, and what you know will stop you from taking decision in the market. You can know too much, and what you know could also put a barrier between you and your next 100 gem. So knowing is not enough. It is action that produces the results on this space anytime, any day. So in all of the tools I'll be showing us, it is not trying to put you in a position where you'll be afraid. So this morning, I was actually talking about the fundamentals in terms of tokenomics. And I was driving tokenomics from the perspective of Bitcoin, So I was in tokenomics, I was explaining the role of market cap. I talked about the role of max supply, total supply, and circulating supply, and also your fully diluted value or valuation. All right. And how these things actually impact in your research methodological process. So while researching for a particular token, you are looking at the tokenomics, all right, while looking at other things. So, and when you're looking at tokenomics, you're actually doing fundamental analysis, okay? Because you're looking at the fundamentals of the particular token. So, but the basic thing I want us to have at the back of our mind is, no matter the tools you'll be exposed to, and no matter what you'll be learning, nothing is 100% assured, in the sense that no matter how good your strategy is, your strategy will not always print sometimes. Okay? There are times you would fall into bumps. There are times you will get into a call that would not do well. Right? But the beautiful thing about mastering your strategies is the fact that over time you have refined these strategies to the point where you would call more profitable coins. I mean, you will call more profitable trades than the trades that would end you up in losses. So even if, and that's why when we get to risk management, we'll talk about this. On the group, we cannot call 10 trades and 3 will not lambo. All right. So with that alone, you can plan how you enter trades. All right. You can plan how you enter positions, so that when you are making decision on a token to buy, you're not gambling, and that's one reason why we want to introduce the research methodology, so that you get to know how we see things. When we see them, how do we perceive? How do we react? When markets act in certain ways, what do we do? All right. And that's one reason why I would have loved us to have live demonstration. I actually even loved what happened on Sunday, where we were live. All right, we had to go live on WhatsApp call before taking a particular call. All right, so that on your own end, I could drop a contract address and tell you that, oh, this coin, buy now, just like I did this evening. And people took the trade without knowing the outcome. They just believe that, okay, this thing could likely just do well because Pius said it. So, but on your own end, you would have likely had faith in the token. What about me, who called this token? How was I feeling as at the time I called it? Now, these are some of the things I would help you guys understand, so that you would not be afraid or scared of calling or dropping calls on the platform. See, the same way you feel, because sometimes people tell you, oh, the reason why I don't drop calls on the platform, I don't want to go and drop a call that will make people lose money. All right. So because of that, you get scared and you don't drop calls. The day you will cry is the day that you would find a call that is supposed to have done 100x if you had dropped it, but you did not take the trade and you did not drop the call because you were scared. And the coin now does 100x. Guess what? You want to kill yourself, right? It's going to affect you psychologically. And guess what it will do to you? It want to start pushing you into the market to go and start looking for tokens. And before you know it, you might want to go and start calling tokens. In fact, if that thing pushes you, it can push you in a way that you go and call tokens that will not do well. The next 10 tokens you call will not do well. All right? That's how much pressure, and that's how the kind of mental instability those kind of experiences can do to you. So in this platform, you have to be bold. We are not scared of losing money. You know why? We would make the money even much more. I can say it for a truth that most of you, apart from the course we do, most of you try 1 or 2 tokens out, but they don't work, right? But anytime you get a token right, most times they cover for your losses. This is the approach. So the kind of heart you should have is the heart of a lion. So you're not coming to the market to cower. You're not coming to the market, even if you're coming from a poor background, you're not coming to the market with those initiatives, with those ideology. You come as a big man, but you come with your plan. Because the truth is, for most of us on this platform, we would likely be making our first million between now and the next 3 months doing this and other approaches that will happen. Prepare your heart. You can't attract riches or wealth with fear. They don't go together. Courage will have to come at some point. And for that courage to come, you have to come to that place whereby you are tired of the situation or the current state you are. Most of you have been hearing about crypto for a long time, but you've been learning and learning and learning, but the money have not come. It is as much as we can see, and how hungry we are will determine the kind of results we produce. Most of us right now, we are entering calls with $2, $3, you know. At the end of this training, by the time you are even done drafting your trading plan and you send to me, you will see the prosperity. Most of you will see the profit you make in the next 3 months by yourself. You know. So it's going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer. Let's actually get started. So first of all, let me start out with some few tools on research methodology. Now, I don't want to start talking about a lot of concepts. I'll talk about those concepts when I start delving into most of the tools. All right. So it's going to be a practical approach. So on the Telegram group, I will be listing out most of the platforms that we are going to be using to find tokens. And of course, this screener is actually not my number one, but it's number one, but in no particular order, right? In no particular order. So we have this screener. Where is my 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪? We have 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪. We have, oh my God, 52 billion. Wait, let me be sure that I actually just saw this. Oh, okay, it's 50.2. Last time I checked, it was 49. These things have a lot of indication. Money is actually pouring into cryptocurrency. So I will explain a lot of things using 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪. Then while you do your researches on other platforms. All right. So we also use 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. So you can just note it. All of them are on the platform. CoinGecko, very important. You can also use CoinMarketCap, but of late I just realized that I've not been using CoinMarketCap like that. But CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, they are awesome. I'm sure this one will be very funny. Twitter. Yeah. As funny as it gets, we would include it. We also have, what am I missing out? So that's 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, CoinGecko, Twitter, yeah, Telegram. All right, so it's telegram.org. Okay. So majorly. So those platforms, all right. So those are the tools we are going to be making use of. So now, apart from these tools I listed, now there are several other tools, okay. But we'll just focus on these few ones. And funny enough, we won't be able to touch all of the tools in an in-depth fashion. For instance, 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪, I will only touch it from the surface. All right, from the surface, because 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪, you can use it to do 1 million things on the space, and it gives you very, very detailed information of things that are happening beyond the surface that everyone is seeing. All right, so we'll look at that. So apart from these tools, I also want to talk about Catalyst. Now, remember, we are looking at possible things, research methodologies, okay? The method people use in carrying out research on chain. All right, so Catalyst. Now, the word catalyst in itself. So let's see if this glossary will give us something. Catalyst. Okay. All right. So the word catalyst. So as a science student, let me give you science student definition. Catalyst is just anything that increases the performance of something. All right. So it either boosts the performance of something. Okay. So that's what we call a catalyst. All right. So in the crypto space, when people talk about catalysts, they are just saying that what are the things that could boost the price of this token or of this coin? All right. What are those things? So when you start naming some things that could boost the price of a particular token, you are defining its catalyst that could boost the price or the performance in the market. All right. So the performance in the market. So let's look at some catalysts. So I'm sure we know a lot. There is narratives. Okay. Some projects that have trending narratives could work. Now, remember, we are doing on-chain. We could also look at listings. Listings on CMC. CMC is CoinMarketCap, or CG. CG is CoinGecko. So let me do this. Okay, or CG. Now, we also have partnerships. Okay, stroke announcements. Okay, sex listing. So there is listing on CMC or CG, and then there's sex listing. Now, sex listing means CEX means centralized exchange, and then DEX means decentralized exchange. Now, when we tell you that we are buying tokens on Solana chain or on Ethereum, you're talking about decentralized platforms. Now, what are decentralized platforms? Decentralized platforms are platforms that run on specific blockchains in an automated fashion. All right, in an automated fashion, but a centralized exchange are platforms that are being controlled by an institution or an organization that facilitates cryptocurrency transactions, all right, or activities. So some examples of SEX, which is CEX, is Binance, all right, Huobi, MEXC, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗢𝗢, so many of them. All right. So those are SEX. And when you talk about DEXs, you are talking about PancakeSwap. You're talking about, just a lot of them. Radium. You have Jupiter and the likes. So SEX listing. This could also be a catalyst. Roadmap accomplishments. I call it accomplishments. Or okay, let's just call it roadmap accomplishments. All right. So this means when they hit different milestones, we'll explain them. All right. News media. News media announcements. We also have social reputation. Now, social reputation, okay, all right, so let's actually stop at this and then look at some of these. So when you talk about narratives, you're talking about ideas that is actually trending in the tech space. So, and then some of those ideas could be new innovations. All right. For instance, we saw the phase where NFTs were booming everywhere. As at then somebody would just wake up and tell you, I just minted this NFT. The NFT sold for $30,000. Hey, everybody will run. They just everyone has at that time, they were just trying to find out, how does this NFT thing work? I want to know. All right. Then we heard about play to earn. We started hearing about metaverse. All right. We started hearing about LSDs, liquid staking derivatives. We started hearing, just so many things were narratives. AI, artificial intelligence. We saw ChatGPT doing one thing. That period, the coin, ChatGPT coin, it boomed. So many people made millions from that token. Even if ChatGPT was not the owner, they just shall use the name. So AI has been trending even to date. All right. So right now, the pin is trending. BRC20 narrative. So just anything can be a narrative. So now a narrative can also be a catalyst that could boost your project's performance in terms of price and total outlook from potential people that would buy it. All right. So that's narrative. Listing on CMC or CG. Now, while we are buying most of the tokens that we are buying, leaving Moonbag and everything, there are some tokens that you will see that are refusing to rock. Most times you have to pay attention to those tokens, because most times if you go to their community to check, they'll tell you they are planning to list on CMC or CG. When you see something like that, know that those projects are serious first. All right. So because when you list on CMC or CG, it gives you exposure into more people, because these platforms command viewership. All right. Now, and what you want for your project is, let your project always be in platforms that would that will make it visible to more people. So, and that's more reason why this can be a catalyst. Partnership and announcement. When your project start partnering with top brands in the blockchain space, this could also bring about a better perception from onlookers to invest. boost morale or boost credibility, because when you start partnering with people that matters in the blockchain space, or protocols, or platforms, they feel, oh, these guys are actually serious with what they are building. All right. Remember in the first class, I told you guys that it's the same process the good guys and the bad guys use in creating a token. But people watch out for them delivering on their promises. And that even brings us to roadmap accomplishments. We'll talk about that. So sex listing, I talked about that. Remember when they announced some days back that SAT was going to list on Binance? We saw what happened. We also saw what happened when various orgy listed on Binance. So some tokens will gain more momentum when they are going to list on centralized exchanges, including most of the other small exchanges you think. So why? Because it's going to expose them to all the investors that trade on that platform. If the token have very good charts, and then if they've also invested in their social reputation, which we'll come to. Now, roadmap accomplishments, like I was actually saying. Now, most times when we even look at tokenomics, we also want to look at their roadmap. Like for instance, how do you even find most of this roadmap? If you go to, let's go to Solana chain. In fact, I don't know how many Solana chains will have roadmap now, but let's check Bonk. Let's see if Bonk would have. But some of them, they're just pure Mimi tokens, and then they don't send you. Let's go to their website and see if they have a roadmap. Okay, confirm. Key products. Okay, we're not seeing roadmap here. But first of all, these guys are actually doing stuff. Even if they don't tell you that they have roadmap, you know that these ones, they know where they are going. So, but sometimes the reason why people request for roadmap is when they even doubt your project, or you just tell them, you use it to help people build the right perception towards your projects. Airdrop governance. Okay, so sometimes the roadmap could be in the documentations, okay, or it could be in the white paper. Okay, so let me check out their documentations and then see. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so we can't see for G2. So, but they will have their roadmap somewhere. All right. So you just have to find it. It's either going to be in their community, let me check. Tokenomics data is not available for the coin. All right. So, but most of them usually have roadmaps. All right. So when those roadmaps, some of them, they have roadmaps and then they break them into quarters. You see them putting things like Q1, which is first quarter, Q2, second quarter, Q3, and then Q4. And then they tell you by Q1, we are going to be listing on CMC or CG. Q2, we are going to, they will list several things. So when you look at their roadmap and you see that the things they said they would do, and as time they said they would do it, they are really doing it, your faith in those projects would, increase. All right. So this is a cool approach. Roadmap, cool approach. Now, news media announcements. Now, there are media platforms. When I say news media, there are crypto news media out there. For instance, someone was asking me how I actually get some news on the blockchain. So I have, oh, it's not even here. I don't know if I switch to my other accounts, if this live would not stop. Wait, let me try it. Okay, it's still on. All right. So I have this group. I created different groups for different things. But funny enough, I barely come to Telegram to do research. So so if you come to this guy's crypto news, tm.crypto news, you will see news, on stuffs happening in crypto. Different people, these ones, they might not even talk about a particular project, and sometimes they might. For instance, look here, these guys have about 19,000 following. Okay, 19,000 subscribers. Now, over 2,000 people have seen this message. Now, they said Solana mini jackpot. Traders turn, look at perception. Traders turn 226K into 1.6 million in lightning fast gamble. Ndojo, who told you are gambling? In the midst of the ongoing Solana meme coin frenzy, one intrepid trader has made headlines by turning a modest $226,000 investment into a staggering $1.69 million windfall in a mere 5 days. Now, which coin did he buy? Now, see these things as strategy. He said the key to this astonishing success, a beanie-wearing dog-themed cryptocurrency known as Dog with Hearts, WIF. Now, which day was this message posted? On the 18th, which is today. All right. Let's go and check WIF on what they call it, X screener. So that news might not totally impact the token, but it will give the token something. Guys, look at this. WIF within 24 hours, 132%. But this token look at fully diluted market cap, 139 million. 34 million. Are you getting it now? So for a coin that is at 134 million or 35 million now, fully diluted value, it means that it was initially, before it would have done 132%, it was half of this. Because if half of this do 100%, it gives you this figure. So it means that this token fully diluted valuation was less than $70 million. But look at, a news happened and peer. You can see how news media is actually influencing people's investing decisions. All right. So sometimes I also want to vet. I don't like assuming. How am I sure that this news contributed to the movement of that token? So let's find out. This news was posted, 5:27 p.m. The time right now is, so let me be sure, December 18. Today is December 18. It was posted 5:27 p.m. Let me also be sure that they've not announced this token before. Let me, on the platform, on their news platform. So please pay attention. So I just searched on their platform, WIF. Okay, so this is the first time they're making this announcement. All right, 5:27 p.m. So I want to go to the chart and backdate to 2 hours before this news. 2 hours before our current time, and see if this token have actually done the move before the announcement. Okay, please, let's watch. So this will now tell you if that news platform was part of the, 1 hour, so 2 candlesticks behind. Okay, now we are in a new time frame. So the news happened right in this red candle, and immediately after the news, the market surged from here to here. So let's see how many percent that is. So from here, so I can tell this is not 100%. Okay, market surged 33% upwards from just that news. All right. So, and guess what? I'm sure that some people would sometimes you see this news, they can be paid for. Forget all these things. They can come up with these things. Yes, yeah, truly someone made this, profit. But at the same time, these things can be strategic, because they could have also bought a bag, and they also want to pump their bags with this news because they have followership. See, a lot of things are actually strategies in this space. It's not everything you see that you take with face value. All right. So you can see how news can become a catalyst. Now, social reputation. Now, social reputation is way, way, way important. All right. But of late, they've not really been, to a large extent, becoming is so strong determinant. Let me explain. As at the time I saw this token, the where is that guy? The wife token on Solana. Let me tell you guys what I saw. It has done 90,000%. So let me show to you guys what I saw when I called it here. Now, when I saw this token, I checked social media with $, which is Twitter. Twitter. So I checked $, Twitter. What's the name? What is the ticker? Wife. Okay, WIFE. Now, watch you. Look at everybody's posting 1 minute ago, one hour ago, 54 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. They are just adding it to their tickers. 1 hour ago. Okay, 2 hours ago. Okay, but as at the time, 53 minutes ago, 16 minutes ago, as at the time I wanted to enter this, it was just two people that mentioned it. 2 people. Okay, I saw with this wife thing, and that's why sometimes you can't always depend on Santa Group is having a live space, guys. Okay, let's see now. Live spaces can also be a catalyst. Okay, live spaces. I will tell you guys why. Let's look at the chart. Now, you look at the chart. What is the ticker again? I think Santa Group. Okay, Santa Group. Which is the token now? I think the one with the biggest liquidity. Yeah. Okay. All right. So they just started a space. Now, please note the price. The price is at 12 zeros, 2681. So by the time they are done with the space, let's see how the space is going to impact the price. I've seen a lot of spaces happen, and when spaces are happening, you are seeing buy pressure going into the coins. Why? Because they are talking about their plans. All right. Because when people appear on the space, they are giving a voice to the project. And that alone is also a perception, all right, that there are real human beings behind this project and not people who are doxed. Dox is more or less like people who are not putting out their faces in the public, owning up to a token, all right? So you know very well that there are human beings behind this and not people who want to be anonymous and then just run away with people's money, all right? So please, can we just let me know, are we following? Are we getting?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, I saw something today and then, but now, okay. When I show you guys that part, okay, I was able to track somebody on chain, 2 guys. And I noticed something about these 2 guys. As soon as these 2 guys entered this wife, the market started booming. And funny enough, I've been following these 2 guys 3 hours before that time. These 2 guys, they entered a token called NOOT, N-O-O-T. And NOOT did insanely well. And these 2 guys, I really don't know who they are. Okay. So, but as at the time they entered, as at the time I saw them, I was just observing. I wasn't quick to want to start buying, even if I missed out. I was trying to learn something. These two guys, I think I saw them around here. All right. So as at the time I saw them around here, they had entered the top 10 wallets. They had entered the top 10 wallets. And then I was just seeing buying pressure. Before I knew it, around here, one of the guys sold. One of the guys sold, and the other one was still holding. So, but I did not bother to follow the other one to know when he later sold. All right. So when I saw them, I knew the top 10 people that was on wife. All right. There was this lady, she had .soul on her name. She was number 2. All right. Before I knew it, these two guys were there. And by the time they entered, let me show you guys something that happened in wife charts. On wife charts, in a 5 minutes time frame, let me show you how this thing was dragging. Look at this token. This is where I called it. But before I called it, I entered it initially here. All right. I entered it initially here. Then price started tanking. So when I saw this reversal, I had removed 50% of my capital. And then I was like, okay, even if my capital is going to go down the drain, let it be 50%. All right. And then I saw this move right here. As soon as this move started happening, one of the things I realized was there were people below the top 10 holders. They sold their bag. I just kept quiet. And as at the time market was actually sitting down here, I saw that there was likely going to be potentials for momentum. First of all, there was no pressure, but there was something I saw. As soon as I saw it, I went to shout on the platform. And what was that? The liquidity, okay, very one. Okay, the volume, not liquidity. The volume, as at that time, when the price was actually here, it was about $30-something thousand. The fully diluted value, it was about $30-something thousand. The volume I saw here was $90,000 in volume. Guys, go and check a lot of tokens. All right. Now, I've actually not started the research methodology. I was just trying to explain something, and I will explain how you can also use that thing to find tokens. Let's look for tokens that are new. All right. Tokens that the fully diluted value. Okay. This is not okay. Let's look at this. Now, the fully diluted value for this token, this is 140. Now, you can see that the fully diluted value or market cap is $1,000, but volume is 140. Now, when you see things like this, it means one of two things. It's either the coin have actually pumped because the volume is telling you all of the money that have entered into this project. All right, both buy and sell. So that's what makes up the 140. So for every time somebody buys and exits the market, you enter again and buy, it is counting the money. So it is not noting a particular wallet and saying, okay, this person only have $20. If you enter with $20, you sell, that's $40. You enter again with $20, you sell, that's another $40. That's a total of $80. So that's what this $140 volume means. All right. So imagine me seeing a $90,000 on wife. And as at that time, wife was still here. It had only touched $30-something thousand in fully diluted value. In fact, it even retraced to 20, but the volume was climbing. It was climbing to 90, almost close to $100,000. I was like, let's go buy this thing. While it was sitting down here, that was when it was climbing. One of the things I realized was the fact that people were refusing to allow the price to go below here. So what they were doing with their money was for everybody that was selling, they were buying up their position. And those were those two guys. As soon as I saw those two guys here, I was happy. That's why I came to the group and announced that this thing will move by over 100,000. Let me show us now. This is a lazy man approach. All right. don't use it. Learn this, learn the hard way. Don't use this simple one. I know I'm saying it. If not, you will lose so much money. But let me drop the simple approach first. So let me show you guys the two wallets. So you guys should be able to track these things for yourself. So, and then you would see this guy's activity. Now, these are the guys over here. I don't like following people, actually. So, but sometimes I keep an eye on some individuals because there's some bad things I started noticing that people are doing in Solana. There's a particular group of people that when some project want their tokens to moon, they give them some quantity of those tokens. Okay. So, and then this is the second guy. This is the second guy. Now, just watch. Just watch what you will see. Their volume might not be looking wonderful, but let's go to their trades. Now, look at just look at this. Just look at this. So these guys, I told you that they've entered since that time on, since the time I thought we all entered. These guys, they entered with way over $2,000. Is it $2,000? It's, you can see how they are selling small. When you see wife to soul, it means they are converting from wife to soul. If you see soul and then right here and then here you see wife, it means they are converting Solana to wife. All right. So I also tracked the previous coins they've bought. So what these guys did is they've milked. Okay, so where is that? Now look at it. Look at it. Look how they entered wife. They entered 71, 71, 71, 355. Okay. Before now, they've even entered even more. Okay. Okay. So it was in this project I saw them. I saw them in notes. These guys, oh, they didn't even use good amount. They used $281, $280. Okay. So as soon as they pumped it, notes started moving. I don't know how they do liquidity. I think they have more than one wallet. These guys, they have more than one wallet. And funny enough, I might even be talking about the same guy. So look at the second, look at his twin brother. Okay, they started selling $7,000 wife to soul. But let's go to where they moved. All right. Okay, so this was 3 hours ago. 353 Solana to wife. 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 The same amount. All right, the same amount. He's using a bot. All right, the same amount, and then they were accumulating. So when people were selling, these guys were accumulating from beneath. You know, they were accumulating from beneath. And then look at this is they opened. So this is the total money. If you want to go and if you have time to go and be doing their calculation, fine. But this is the total money they entered with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you multiply 353 by 5, you have about 1,000, not up to $2,000. All right, about 1,500. They've withdrawn 1,800 here. He has withdrawn 1,400 here. Now, at this point, he withdrew 7,000. Okay, withdrew 7,000. His bags are not empty. Let me mind you. Okay, so if you want to know if his bags are empty, look at the quantity he got by buying 353. 11,000, 10,000, 9,000, 6,000, 7,000. So you add all of these up, then you look at how many he has sold. Then it will give you an idea how many he has sold. Then to give you an idea of the total, if he has really emptied his bag or not. All right. So if you do the math, if it aligns, then he has offset his bag. Now, so when I saw this, so I realized that some people on chain they get their information. In fact, that's why I'm actually working on that particular booth, you know. so that most times you guys will not even have, you won't waste your time trying to buy the token. There are some people I will catch on the space and then put their wallet. We'll have a wallet that will be taking automatic trades, copying the trades of these individuals. So you have a different wallet for that. And you have a wallet using trading yourself. See, no matter what happens on this space, never depend on anybody. I know I'm saying it. What would happen if that person is no longer available? And that's one reason why I'm actually teaching you guys all of these things. So that you learn and know how to make research. So that you don't have to depend on my call or on the call we make on the group alone. What if WhatsApp closes down? What if anything happens? Because true success starts with the person, not an event. So true success is not an event. It is the person. You need to be a successful person for you to attract successful events. Okay? So, and these are the approach. So let's look at the tools. So we have looked at the narratives. So let's look at the tools. When we look at the tools, then we'll start marrying these two together and start looking at tokens and gems, and then we'll start seeing possibilities in the market. So the battery is okay, 49%. All right. Okay, so let's look at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓. Let's start with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓. Now, so on 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓, there's so much on DeFi. There's so much, all right? So, but one of the things I actually want to show you guys first is, as soon as you come to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓, if you look at overview, this will show you the total value locked in the crypto space. Okay? The total value locked in the crypto space, and then on major chains. Okay, so you can see the informations right here. So total TVO, which is total value locked, at some point it got to about over 150 billion on the crypto space, right? Which is the total value of tokens or coins that were locked. So whenever there is bear market, what people do is they unlock their tokens and convert to stable. Okay, because that's even the wise things to do. For instance, one of the big shots in our platform, we also have his own community too, JP. What did I mention? He lost so many thousands of dollars during the lunar crash. All right, and the truth is, the biggest boys in the space lost money. I'm sure you guys know Maran of Crypto Banter. Maran lost about $100 million in Luna. He was one of the top holders of Luna. You know, he was broken. Like $100 million. Like if you see Maran, you would never believe that he has $100 million. He has always said it. You know, we saw it in his portfolio. All right. So, but he lost that much. Okay. So, we most times have stake, you know, because the truth is, you see, stakings are the things that actually sustain the ecosystem. Because if everybody is selling, nobody is holding, the truth is the prices you are seeing will tank. For every token you see, for every chart you see, Solana is at $71 right now. Let me tell you the truth, everyone have not sold. Because if everybody sells, the price would not be at the highs that they are sitting on. And that's one reason why when people are being told that some tokens are being staked for or locked for so number of years, they have confidence. Why? It won't tank the price. If it gets unlocked, people will sell. So people who bought here, not all of them have sold. Because if they all have sold, this price won't be here. So whenever you see green candlestick, just know that there are people that are still holding tokens. Simple and short. So, and these things help the ecosystem to actually function. It's just like saying that, well, let's go to the bank and withdraw all of our money. Banks will crash. We saw these things happen last 2 years, where some banks could not even give you all the money you had during December. It happens every December. They will tell you they don't have cash. Why? They don't have enough cash, that you come to deposit with them, because they do business with your cash. Okay, so same here. So if everybody comes and take their money away from crypto, you're now east, or you go to your own village. All right. So if you come to overview, you see so many informations like categories, total value locked for every chains. So right here you are seeing protocols. Protocols majorly, not chains. Protocols are more or less like in a particular chain. All right, there are different protocols. Now these protocols they are more or less, let's call them initiatives. Okay, let's call them initiatives. These initiatives can be a DEX, it can be a lending platform, lending and borrowing platform, it can be a liquid staking platform, it can just be anything. All right, so you can see the category: liquid staking, lending, DEXs, services, reward assets, whatever, yield. Okay, so they can just be anything. So, but what I want you guys to pay attention to, you just come to chains. When you come to chains, there are different things you look out for. Now, this interface might not look familiar. They might be looking confusing right now. Just chill. You're not looking for so much, at least for this stage that you guys are, for those that really don't understand this. There are some things you just want to pay attention to. For instance, why are we buying tokens on Solana? Have somebody asked of recent? Why are we buying tokens on Solana? When you come to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗦𝗢, you can have an idea. All right. So for instance, look at Ethereum. There are about 977 protocols, let's say initiatives in Ethereum. The change, in the full chain of Ethereum in the past 1 day, minus 1.545, 7 days minus 5. In 1 month, just 17% increase in performance. The total value locked in terms of monetary value is $27 billion. Okay. Let's see what's on the other side. Let me reduce. Okay. So 24 hours volume in Ethereum blockchain, $945 million. That's what people are trading. And the fee they have made out of this trading here is about $13 million. These things will give you some information now. So let me show you how I'm going to use this information to get ideas. Now, remember in the last bull run, Binance Smart Chain, a lot of people were using it, because their gas fee was cheap and all of that. So let me prove to you that Solana gas fee is cheaper. I saw it on 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗦𝗢. Nobody told me. Somebody else can come and say it's not true, but I'll use the value that I got from 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗦𝗢 to defend it. So how did I know? Binance Smart Chain have 672 protocols. Within the past 1 day, the performance has been 0.45, 7 days, 14%, and then in 0%, in 1 month, 3%. Total value locked, 3 billion. Stables, they have about 1.93, BSC, 5 billion. In 24 hours volume, they've done about $337 million. And 24 hours fees, the fees they've generated is about 447,620. Now come to Solana. They have just about 117 protocols. Guess what? Within the past 2 months, the number has way increased. It was not to 117. Their 1 day performance is about 0.40. 7 days performance 14% increase. The highest, if you look at them, right here in the top 8, the highest. 1 month performance, they've increased by 89% from their previous, right? From their previous. Total value locked might not be wonderful, all right, because the chain is just getting traction, but it's doing 1 billion, which is not bad. Stables 1 billion, but look at this, pay attention. 24 hours volume, meaning that trade on the Solana chain, $940 million, competing with almighty Ethereum. And guess what? Big boys are in Ethereum, because you can't be trading Ethereum if you don't have money for gas fee. And I will prove that to you, because look at their 24 hours gas fee. Just in 24 hours, Ethereum is making $13.5 million in gas fee alone. Binance Smart Chain is making 447,000. But look at trading volume, because the trading volume will give you an idea of gas fee. For instance, if more trades is happening on a chain, all right, it means that you should make more money from your gas fee. For instance, if Ethereum is charging you 2% or 1% on every $10 you trade, all right, so it will give you an idea that, okay, within 24 hours, they should have made this. Binance Smart Chain, $337 million in their 24 hours volume, but their fees generated $447,000. But look at Solana. Solana have done way more volume, ×3 of what these guys have done. But look at their trading 24 hours, the money they generated from fees, 118,000, divided by 3 on this. So these things help you understand. So that if you want to go and buy from a particular chain, all right, if you want to go and buy from a particular chain, and you want to know, is the gas fee in this chain much or not? For instance, most of you have been screaming, let's go and buy, let's go to Harvard, let's go to Harvard, let's go to Harvard. See Avalanche, see your guy. So Avalanche is not doing badly in the market. Now this thing moved. It's not doing badly in the market. So 7 days, 1%, 1 month, 38% is actually coming up. Total value locked about $891 million. Stables 1 billion. Now 24 hours volume. See this thing, 137 million. Compared to this is like ×9. Okay, let's say ×8. Okay, if you divide it by 8, I mean the one of Solana, you get it. But look at their 24 hours fee, the money they have made from fee, 5-point-something million. Meaning that you see these human beings, Avalanche. Let's not even say that now small thing remain, therefore don't pass these guys, Ethereum. Why would you be making $5 million in 24 hours when your trading volume in the 24 hours is just 137 million? You know, so gas fee is wonderful on Avax chain. That is what I'm seeing, because you are making so much money from transaction, you know, compared to the volume of the transactions you have. So these are some of the things you look at. So when you look at the chain, you cannot tell, oh, this chain, if I trade on the chain, will I be making profits or loss? Meaning that if you want to go and trade here on Avalanche, you cannot be using the $22 that you say you are using for Solana to open position. All right. So these things are giving you information. And when you are seeing performance from most of this chain, for instance, you are seeing a chain coming up. Base is doing 29% within 7 days and 42% in 1 month. Cardano is also rising in 1 month. You know, you might want to pay attention to their chain and say, okay, let me go to their chains and see, since they are increasing in volume or performance, it means that money is going into them. The same way Solana is increasing in performance, money is actually moving into it. So these things can help you to know, okay, which chain can I start looking into beyond the chain I'm currently on? Why? Because money is flowing in that direction. And this is how you make money in this space. You go to where the money is. For people who are still sitting around Binance Smart Chain trying to look for tokens there, I'm not saying there are no tokens there, but you will make more money. There's more opportunity to make money in Solana. So I'm not calling Solana calls because I love Solana. They're not giving me 1 naira. All right. So, but due to the fact that money is flowing there, it means you can make easy money right there. So that's it for 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓. There's so much, but for now. So let's look at this screener, and we'll likely wrap up with this, and then we'll prepare for the part 2 of research methodology. Now for this screener, now let me open. Okay, so this is the interface you get when you just go to 𝗕screener.com. You get some stuff by the side. If you scroll down, so you have watch list, alerts, multi-chart, new pairs, gainers and losers, portfolio, news, and now what you have here is chains, all the blockchains, most blockchains, not all, most blockchains right here. Now I want to show you guys some basic things that you can, okay, what these things are first of all. All right. So when you choose any chain, it will show you tokens in that chain right here. So, but let me start by explaining most of the things you are seeing here, you know, in the interface, so that before we start going into chains. So here you can, on the watch list, it means that there is a token you want to watch. So you can add the token here. For instance, if you want to watch my wife, which is my wife changing money, you can add it to your watch list by just tapping here. All right. So I've added it. So if I come to my watch list, I have wife. All right. So that's how you add to your watch list. So sometimes you don't even need to come here to click on add pair for you to add it. You can just come. Let me just click on this. You can just come here. Maybe you're looking at the token. So maybe for instance, this one. So you're looking at the chart. Oh, this coin will likely do well. Okay, let me add it to watch list. You just tap on this and then you choose main list. You can have different lists. Okay, maybe you can create lists for early gems. You can just create watch list for anything. The second thing is alert. All right, you said you haven't set any alert. To set price alert for a pair, click alert. Now, if you want to use alert, just make sure you've installed the app on your device. So meaning that, for instance, most of us have made profit from wife and then we left the wife alone. So, but if you still want to track the price, you could just set an alert and say, okay, the price gets to this point, alert me. You know, that kind of a thing. So that's what you use alert for. Multi-chart is when you want many charts on your screen. All right. So you can set the charts you want to see, you know. So maybe you are in several trades and you want to be seeing all the trades at once, real time. All right. So that is where multi-charts comes in. All right. So, but I barely use it. Okay. Except I mean more than some I don't open so many trades most times, you know, except I'm leaving moon bags. You understand? So new pairs. So in this new pairs, it shows you all the new pairs that have been created. All right, new pairs, which is latest pairs that's been created. So that is it. Gainers and losers. So it does an aggregate of people that are gaining versus people that are actually losing. So for instance, if you look here, now it's cutting across chain. You can see different chain. The reason why it's showing you for different chain is because you did not select a particular a particular chain. All right. So we are just playing generic. We're just playing generic. All right. So if you click on gainers and losers and you want it for a particular chain, you just choose the chain you want it for. So, Mr. Solana, show me your gainers and show me your losers. So the biggest gainers today, I must see this guy, 8 million. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, $40,000. All right, so these are their gainers. These are their gainers for today. Okay, so if you want to see losers, you just tap here. You see those no coin where you don't go see. All right, so you see the coins, the losers. So that explains it. Portfolio, it depends on you. If there are portfolios you want to track, you are not tracking. All right, so sorry guys, the laptop just went off without, it does not give me an announcement. Okay, so let me be sure that it's still recording. Okay, it's still recording. Share screen. Okay, so for most of us, we're actually using mobile version. So let me use a mobile version in explaining this. So you go to your deskscreener.com. All right, so this the interface is actually going to show you. Okay, so on your mobile version, you can see that the interface is actually not the same. It's kind of compressed here. So you just click on Explore. All right. By the time you tap on Explore, all those informations, you'll get to see it, like the watch list, the multi-charts, new pairs, gainers, portfolio, news. Okay. So, but those are not the core things we want to pay attention to. All right. So I talked about the fact that I want to explain what all of these things mean, which is when you come down here, I need a situation where if I'm moving my hand on the screen, you would see where my hand is going to. So sorry, let me put on my screen recorder. I think that's the only thing that can help me. All right. Okay. All right. So I'll be showing you guys about tokens. Okay. So right here, it shows you all the tokens. Okay. And then here you have the price of the token. If you swipe to the left, you see transaction. Now, please pay attention to all of these things you see because they can communicate things to you. So when you see 20,000 transactions, all right, so meaning that 20,000 transactions have happened on this particular token. Okay, on the current price, this is the current price 0.050, 5 extra 0, then 2470. Okay, so meaning that it has about 6 zeros.
Your screen,
your screen seems like it's blank. Yeah.
Hey, wait, let me, I think it's because of this screen recorder. So let me stop using the screen recorder and see. What about now?
No.
Okay, I think it's a Telegram something. It was not even sharing now. All right. What about now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for the feedback. So right here where you have price, so it shows you the price of the token at the left. Wait, please confirm if the sharing goes off. Are you still seeing my screen?
No.
Okay.
It has gone off again.
Yeah. It is still now. Okay. So you can see the screen right now, yeah?
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you still see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I actually wanted to achieve this stuff, this pointer, so that if I'm clicking on anything on my screen, it would indicate. Okay. So you have price right here. Then you have transaction. So transaction shows you how many transactions have happened, on this token. So when you see 20,000, it tells you that a lot has gone down in this particular token. So what does this actually tell you? When a lot of transaction is happening on a token, it tells you that it can mean two things. Number one is either the people who deploy the project, they are using bots, all right? Because sometimes we don't only look at transactions, because we know that most of these people, they know DeFi. This research methodology we are teaching, they know it. So they want to use what they know to hunt you when you are searching. Because you want to look at transaction and say, oh, if there's enough transaction in this token, it means that, oh, the money is flowing into this token, that there's presence here. So most of these guys, they will go and use a bot that would open 20 wallets and trade with the 20 wallets at once. So one bot will trade 20 wallets. They have 20 of those bots. That's 400 wallets. Within 5 minutes, this thing can pull way over 10,000 transactions. If they want it to be. Within 10 minutes, it can put 1,000 transactions. Within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it can put 2,000 transactions. So if you're looking at transaction alone, they can use that thing to shoot you on your feet. All right? So you have to be careful. So because now, if you're paying attention, you realize that you can be looking at transaction. So if you're telling me that transaction is 20,000, and what is the volume you're commanding? Because if you're using all of those bots, obviously those bots will not be using good money. You know why? If you're using, if 200 wallets is pumping $100 into a token, that's $20,000 market cap. And if you buy before some of the wallets, it means that you are going to be in good profit, the people that are going to buy those tokens. So what they do is sometimes $1. I say $1 is too much. 0.0 something that would hold gas fee, that will settle gas fee and still make a purchase. It will just buy, it will be buying and selling, like that, creating activity. So, but if I see activity, but the quantity of your transaction is not showing in the volume, how can you have 10,000 transaction and your volume is $1,000? Wahala day. All right. So that's why while we are learning research methodology, we are also using common sense. Okay. Because in research methodology, what you are doing is you are interpreting data. You are not just looking at data. So we know that you are looking out for some things, but the things you are looking out for, how are you interpreting it? So when I see transaction, okay, you have transaction, you have volume. That's nice. Then what does maker mean? When you talk about makers, it is difficult to use transactions to tell how many wallets is interacting with your token. This is where you get to understand it. In maker tells you how many wallets have interacted, how many unique wallets have interacted with that token. That's what maker is. So about 8,585 wallets, unique wallets, have interacted with quick, or whatever they call it. Now, you can also use this information, all right, while trading. So you are looking at a token, and then as at the time you started buying the token, the number of wallets that have only interacted with the token was, let's say, about 50. And within 10 minutes, that number became 200 and the volume of the token moved. Now, one thing you can be sure of is the fact that you can be sure that it's not both, because unique wallets interacted, sorry, unique wallets interacted and you saw money flow into the project. Okay, so now right here, what you have is 5 minutes. All right, so this 5 minutes tells you what price is doing in the token within the past 5 minutes or within the current 5 minutes. Yeah, within the current 5 minutes. The 1 hour tells you what price is doing in terms of percentage growth or decrease within the 1 hour time frame. This tells you within the 6 hours time frame. This tells you within the 24 hours time frame. Now you see all of this time frame, you can toggle it to give you information from ascending to descending or from descending to ascending. So example, if I toggle 1 hour, if I tap on it, you can see the arrow down. The arrow down will show you from highest percentage within the hour to the lowest. So it means that if I want to explore a particular chain, let's say Solana. So Solana is loading. I want to know the coin that is pumping the highest within the hour, which is within the 1 hour, within 1 hour. So what I just do is I go to 1 hour, I tap on it, and dog is doing it with 4,000%. So I go and check. I think dog is a new token. It's new, but liquidity 10,000, fully diluted value 83,000. You're not like, okay. So I've not finished explaining what I want to explain. We've not gone into practical, so we'll just do a little practical before we end this session. Okay, so dog is still at 1,000. So look at 5 minutes. 5 minutes is fluctuating between 1%, and all. But look at this guy called BIF. Within 5 minutes, 160%. Guys, how far? I know I've not finished talking about what we want to talk about, but let's enter first and see what's going on. Okay, market cap. This is the interface I would have even loved to use in explaining. Now, 5 minutes again. Look, guys, look, it has moved to 188. It's moved to 220 something. All right. So liquidity. When we started this, we're talking about liquidity, and I was explaining what liquidity is all about. Now, liquidity is what makes transacting between two currencies possible. For every time you come on chain to buy a token, you are buying that token against another token. So for instance, if you look up here, you see a pair, BIF and Solana. So you're using BIF, or you're using Solana, to buy BIF. And when you want to sell, you have to use your BIF that you have bought to exchange for Solana. So how does liquidity play a role here? What liquidity is actually doing here is that without liquidity, you can have token, but people cannot buy it. Why? You need to create liquidity for BIF and Solana so that it can be traded, so that when somebody makes money, for instance, when somebody makes money in your token, they can sell. All right. And that's why if you look at Binance Smart Chain Network, there's something called honeypot. What honeypot means is you will buy a token, the price of the token is pumping. You will see it pumping, you enter. Before you know it, it has done 100%, 200%, 500%, 1,000%. You are happy. You have already started calling your pastor. You are sharing testimonies via phone. You have posted on your church group that you will buy fan. You have called your friends to be drinking on your behalf. You are doing stuff. You are declaring everywhere. Only for you to now say, okay, let me sell this token. You now try to want to sell. You cannot sell. So what that means is they've removed liquidity. So it's either they will remove liquidity, or in the contract, there's a sell function they removed, meaning that they removed the sell function so that you can't even sell. All right, or they will remove liquidity so that you can't sell. They would now be the one to pack all your money and go away. All right, so liquidity cannot be underestimated. So when I look at a token and I see liquidity, now mathematics, your FDV, which is fully diluted valuation. Remember, I mentioned this in the first class that I held this morning. If you don't understand this, I explained this very well. So make sure you go through the first class if you've not gone through it. Now, if I look at the fully diluted valuation, I need someone who attended the first class to tell me what's going on here. When the market cap, okay, is equal to the fully diluted valuation, what does that mean? I need someone who attended the first class to tell me what that means before I proceed. People are sleeping. Hey. Are you guys sleeping? Hello. So I've been talking since. Hey, my God, let me tell you.
No, we are here listening to you.
Nobody's answering me. My mind thought too. I wanted to. Okay, some people are muted. Oh, so sorry. Let me unmute you guys. When people are raising their hand, though, or more people know Buko.
You muted us before, but I don't know the answer, Sha. I'm waiting to learn from someone that's going to answer.
Okay. So please, we are waiting for answers.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Please tell us your name and then proceed to the answer. I'm waiting for the answer. So when fully diluted, when the fully diluted valuation and the market cap is the same value, what does that actually mean? So if I don't get an answer, I would assume that nobody have gone through the first class.
Okay, can I try?
Yes, please try. What's your name and then?
Good evening, everybody. My name is BINANCE. I think, I'm not very sure, but I think when FDB is equal to the market cap,
this is me. Good evening.
Okay. Someone is speaking. Okay, after the person, Mimi, you will answer to you. BUK, please go on.
Okay, so I said I'm not sure, but I think when the FDB is same as the market cap, the market is overbought.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's hear from the next person and then find out if you got it correctly. Yeah, Mimi, please, over to you. Hello, Mimi. Can you hear us? Okay. So, who else is trying? Who else is trying? I've not gotten the correct answer. We'll end this class right now.
Hello, good evening.
Because the truth is, good evening. Please, your name.
Hello. Okay, my network is bad. This is Mimi.
Okay, Mimi.
Yes. I'm using my other Telegram number.
Okay. Thank you for all you do. Yeah, I can hear you. I want to say thank you for
Hello?
all you
My
do.
network, sorry. Thank you. Mom. My network is bad. Okay. Thank you to God bless you. Okay. From what you explained this morning, from what I understood, the F fully dilated, I think it's fully dilated something, FDV that they should write there. If it's equal to the market cap,
Wow, we can't hear you anymore. And you wanted to land at the answer. The
that
network now.
means the total supply. I don't know. It's something like the total supply. That's what is in the market or so circulating. Don't know. Wait.
Hello, can I try?
I don't know. I kind of have it in my. I don't know if I'm getting close to it.
You are very
Hello,
close
can
to
anyone hear me?
you've almost nailed it. Yeah, who is
Sorry, I think
trying?
that's what I understand, sort of. That is the total supply.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello?
hello, who is hello.
Hello?
Yeah, your name and the answer. Who is speaking?
Chris.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can I say hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Fumilola. Okay, Chris, I know you know the answer. You know.
I can try. So, from your explanation this morning, I think you said when the FDV amount is equal to its market cap, it means that it has reached maximum supply.
Okay. All right. We also have something to say. Who else? Who thinks they've not given the right answer?
I think they are giving the right answer.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please a big round of applause for everyone that have contributed. How will you even clap? Okay, but yes, that is actually it. You can see it from two ways. Okay. So when the FDV, which is a fully diluted valuation or fully diluted value, is equal to the market cap, it means that the total supply of the token is equal to the circulating supply. All right. And in most occasions, it can also mean that the maximum supply of the token is equal to the market cap. So, but the whole idea is, please, if you're unmuted,
the liquidity
please,
don't
can
go
you
to 3.2K.
Yes, 3.1. Yeah, I can see it. Now,
So does that mean that the
please, can we
coin
mute?
is massively going?
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. Okay. So when you see the FDV being equal to the market cap, we've been able to establish that the total supply or the max supply is equal to the market, is equal to the circulating supply. All right. Now, let me actually say this. Most times you look at a token could likely have different max supply from the total supply. All right. So, but you calculate your fully diluted. It means that the total quantity of the coin that can ever exist, if you actually take it, if you know it, because if your max supply is infinity, you can't work with that figure. All right. You can only work with your total supply. All right. So, and that's more reason why most times it's better to just bend around total supply. So when your total supply is actually equal to what is in the market, which is the circulating supply, that is what makes the fully diluted value equal to the market cap. And the reason for this is because you calculate your fully diluted value by multiplying the current price of the token by the total supply. and you get your market cap by multiplying the current price of the token by the circulating supply. So right here, we are seeing a liquidity of $3,000, and we are seeing fully diluted valuation and market cap being the same, and they are 6,000. So you can say that it's like half of it. Okay, it's like half of it. Now, this is good, but it can also be a concern. All right. So anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Remember, you can't just look at one thing and then bend. Now, let's come back to what I mentioned about volume that made us go into 𝗲 token. So 𝗲 token was 90-something K, you know, and then we aped him. This is 126. And the FDV or market cap is 11K. All right. Now, but it's not performing well. Okay. So we'll look at the charts. Okay. We'll look at the charts. So let's look at the charts. I will still come down to other things here. Let's look at the charts in 5 minutes. Okay. Now, remember I actually mentioned that most times when you see situations like that, it means that the coin have actually pumped, and then what you are seeing is a retracement. Okay. So it's one of two things. It's either you recover, which is BIF. It's either it recovers and then breaks the already all-time high it has created. I have noticed, I don't know how many of you have been paying attention. Please always pay attention to charts. Don't only look at a coin, whether it pumped or dumped. I have noticed that some tokens, most of the tokens that pumps, and then before you know it, they dump and break the previous high. Most times they pump. I don't know how many of us have noticed that. Okay, so the truth is, when you trade the markets and you keep seeing things repetitively, you see things repeating themselves, you can hold it as a pattern of what you saw, not maybe because of what they have taught you or what you have been taught. They may not be teaching this, but you see a pattern in the market, and every time this pattern happens, this effect. Okay, you tend to see anything with effect. You know, you tend to see the effect of get to see this particular effect happen anytime you see the pattern. Then that should tell you that, hey, pay attention to this. That can just even be your strategy, one of your strategy. When you start paying attention to research methodology, you will find strategy yourself. So that's what I'm actually saying in a nutshell. Okay. So we might likely come back to this if this guy stays strong and break 80H, which is all-time high, and then see if this pattern is going to repeat. Now, even if this pattern repeats, one of the things you also now have to study, you can see how study is working. How often does these things work? Because nothing works 100%. How often? So if this is the strategy I just want to trade, how often does this pattern work, and how well do they do when they happen? So this will now also help you review your chances of making profits in the market and the quantity of the profit. So let's go back to where we're coming from. All right, so the makers, which is the unique wallets that have interacted with this, is 672. Now, please do mathematics. If 672 wallets have interacted with this, and we are seeing 1,997 transaction, it means one of two things. It means that most of them have bought and they are selling small, or the owners of this system when they started buying, they started using they used that boat to get good numbers for transaction first. All right, to get the good number of transaction. Because if people enter this trade, because one thing I can tell you is that not everybody would have sold. Because some people, if they are selling, they would have been selling at a loss. All right. So not everyone would have sold. So some people would have just bought alone. Okay. So if you divide 674 makers by transaction, you should be getting roughly around 3. So we are saying that each of these wallets interacted with everybody, interacted with this pair 3 times, which is not true. All right, which is not true. Some people will only buy once and sell everything when it is dumping. Okay, or just sell 50%. That's once. You know, because the coin is actually not moving in an upward direction. And initially, we saw that the liquidity was $10,000. Liquidity started dropping from 10,000. It went to 8. Now it's at 2,000. It tells you that people who are providing liquidity are also running for their dear life. Okay? Because when you provide liquidity and a coin is pumping, you're also making money. Okay? All right. So let's move on. So, okay. Also, right here, please pay attention to this. Right here, you have buys, you have sells, okay? And then buy volume, sell volume, buyers and sellers. Let's use common sense and look at this in the sense that if you tell me that the number of people that are buying, they are 1,162. And the number of people selling is 886. It means that people who are buying are more, which is from this statistic that they just stated. It is true based on their statistic. But when I see buy volume, it means that 1,000 people can buy, all right? And then 500 people can sell. But the amount of money people who are selling with is higher than what people are buying. So what do I mean? If you buy with $1, so maybe we are 1,000 of us. If we use $1 to buy, that's $1,000 volume. All right. The people selling, if they sell with $5 at $5, they sell for $5. There will be like 2,500. Their volume is more. So it means that to a large extent, the number of buys or the number of sell can be important, but what could be more important also is the volume. So look at the volume right here. Sell volume is 66K. Buy volume is 67K. How much K is remaining? 1K. You got 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗚. All right. So right here, you are having like maybe some wallets that can't even withdraw. You have some money here, and then maybe the devs, they don't want to close markets yet. They are just reserving some small change from what they have made, though. You know. So, and then you are seeing buyers. They tell you buyers are 676, always showing you that buyers are more. I told you can use both to achieve this. All right, you can use both to achieve this. You can use both to achieve this. But I come and use both and achieve this one. All right, because you can see more sell. The sell is growing. So you would have noticed this earlier, because this would have been higher than this some minutes ago. Then before you know it, this start catching up quickly, because this cannot lie at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, if you're telling me 50,000 is buying, 50,000 is selling, market is at equilibrium. But let's make sure that equilibrium is at the top and not at the bottom. That is the most important thing. All right. So, and then coin was just created 36 minutes ago. Pooled BIF 1K, okay, which is the current value, okay, which is the quantity. Put so 1K as well. Now, guys, liquidity pool, that's what it's talking about, okay. So in terms of the liquidity that was being provided, they had to provide 1K in BIF and they want to in SOL. Now you can see the pairs. So when you want to copy the contract address, is this second one you use? Okay, this is the second one you use. So right here where you are seeing EXP is what you have here is the Explorer. Okay, so because all of these things are contract addresses. This is Solana contract, this is the pair contract, and this is BIF contract. For those of you who want to buy the BIF token. Okay, so if you click on this EXP, it will take you to Solana Explorer, which is the on-chain location where you see all the records, data, people who are buying. You can even track people who are buying and selling on-chain, you know, when you are looking at it, because sometimes where is that their chat and transaction thing that they were talking? All those things you don't get to see the main thing, you know, because sometimes the main traits you don't get to see it here. All these things that's appearing, forget it too. You know, if you really want to see it, it won't run from on-chain. This one sometimes it can be political, all right, and then sometimes it will show you. So back to the info. So those are majorly it. So right here you can search on Twitter. So if you click on search on Twitter, it will just give you the ticker. There will be a $sign behind the ticker for the token. So a ticker is more or less like the abbreviation. All right, so we'll call abbreviations ticker, TICKER. Okay, which is BIF. So BIF will have a $sign before it. So that's how it's searched. So right here, anybody can just come here and tap, you know. So they'll just record it that people are saying that let's go to the moon. Let's go to the moon. People are in support, you know. So sometimes if people are excited about a project, you see them, you know, reacting to these things, you know, so that when people come down and see it, they know that, oh, people are actually hyping this stuff, and then they want it to moon. Okay, so here is just more or less like a converter. Like if you have a particular quantity of BIF and then you want to know how much you have in dollar value, you know, so if you just enter it here, it will just help you do the maths. It will just help you do the maths automatically, you get. So then your chart, you know what the chart is, you know, so your chart just shows you can check 1 minute, what's happening in 1 minute time frame. You can check 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, depending on how many candlesticks have been provided or have been produced on that particular pair within a stipulated time period. So if it's a coin that have launched within the past 36 minutes, you know very well that you are not looking for 1 hour candlestick, because all you'll be seeing is just one candlestick that you cannot even interpret. All right. Or even if you interpret it, you won't interpret it perfectly. Okay. So it's important to use smaller time frame, understanding how long the token have been in existence. So at this juncture, I would like to end today's session. We would touch other aspects by tomorrow, and yeah, by tomorrow. So at this moment, I'd like to take questions. So let me stop the recording. Stop recording.